why aren't we attracting better quality politicians into Parliament, into wanting to go in politics in the first place? Because we're not stupid people, lots of clever people in this country. Why are we always getting B class politicians running our country?
Nepotism. That's what I believe. I've been involved in local politics. I was quite closely involved with the local Conservative Association in my area, and I've seen it firsthand. If you want to get a council seat or one that's winnable, if you want to get to stand nominated to stand as an MP for that party, any party, you've got to do a lot of brown nosing. You've got to do a lot of work for other people, and then they will. You've got to be liked by the current MP for a start, if it's one of your party, and then they will put you forward to be a candidate. It's pure nepotism all the way through. Before an MP retires, for example, whether it's a Tory MP, Labour, Lib Dem MP, whatever it is, before they retire, their replacement has already been selected. So with the Tories, they tend to put people who are related to the people already in their seats. Was it Peter Bone who got kicked out before the election?
And his wife.
And they put his wife as the candidate. I mean, this guy's just been booted out for, I can't remember what it was now, some sort of scandal, wasn't it? And they put his wife there. I mean, that's how these people think. Whereas the Labour Party is a bit different. What the Labour Party do is they've already got someone who's fresh out of university doing the bag carrying for that MP. And then as soon as that MP steps aside for whatever reason, that's it. The bag carrier comes forward and they take over. That's why you've got Labour MPs such as, God, what's the girl who just had a go at him from Birmingham? She's one of the hard left. She's in the. There's that girl from Leicester, Nadia Whittam. I mean, what's she? Early 20s. She went off with PTSD with the job, for God's sake. As if an MP should have PTSD. And Zara Sultana, that's the girl from Birmingham. She's about 22, 23 years old. How are these people? These people are getting there through nepotism. That's the only reason they're getting into Parliament. And there'll be somebody behind her waiting to come in afterwards. And that's the way these things work. You're not going to get the best and the brightest to go into politics because they've got to do so much backside licking of people that are already in Parliament. It's just not worth the time. Some people make the argument that it's a salary, like they're not paid enough, for example. But I don't buy that. I mean, £90,000 a year, I'd say, is a pretty decent salary. A lot of people would bite your hand off for that salary. If you were ever going to up the MP's salary to try and attract better people, because fair enough, you can earn more in the private sector, then you'd have to take away some benefits, take away the expenses or something like that. Because you can't simply keep giving them more and more and more money. The expenses are ridiculous as it is.
Part of the pull for you to want to be an MP should be patriotism, is the love of the country, of wanting to serve the country you love that gave you everything. That should be part of the pull. Yeah, absolutely. So I've always thought, you've given me some things to think about there with your insight to politics there. I've always put a lot of it down to wanting to be able to control the people who win the council election seat, who become an MP. So the people at the top of the parties want to be able to control their soldiers. So we can't have Nick Buckley, who might be extremely good on social issues, got a background in charity and da. We can't have him because he's a free thinker, because he might vote against us, even though he's a member of the party. He would do well, but he's not controllable. So therefore, we'll rather have candidate B, who's a bit of an idiot, but is grateful for the position and will do as told.
There's definitely a lot of truth to that. Yeah, certainly, yeah. I mean, in fact, there's no better example. I know we keep harking back to Labour here, but there's no better example of that than Labour during the election campaign. They were parachuting people in all over the country, left, right, and centre. There was at least 3 different associations I saw. One of them was Bolton, actually, where the entire Labour Association quit en masse because they were having a candidate forced upon them who they'd never heard of, didn't know. The Tories did the same, actually. They were moving candidates around and parachuting Rishi's mates in, just like Starmer parachuted his friends into different places. And like you said, they want yes men and women who are simply going to do as they're told. If someone's a free thinker like yourself, someone that's got their own brain, then they might actually come up with better ideas than the government at the time. Someone like, there's no better, in fact, a really good example is Rosie Duffield, who's just given up on Starmer, terrifying, terrible resignation letter to him. She's a free thinker. Politically, I'm probably very opposed to her, but socially, she actually speaks quite a lot of sense. And when she's talking about Starmer, she speaks sense. When she talks about gender issues, she speaks a lot of sense. And she's the kind of free thinker that they don't want. They only kept her in the party because she won Canterbury off the Tories, and it was the first time Labour won Canterbury, and I can't remember how it was a long, long time. And that's why they kept her in, because she's actually a relatively popular local MP. I think she increased her majority actually at the last election as well.
Right, wow.
But not many of them did. Like I said, even Starmer lost 50% of his own majority in the election. But she did really well. Now she's outside the tin spitting anyway, so I think she's going to be a problem for him. But she's, going back to the original point, she's not a yes man or woman. She's an independent thinker, and she'll say what she thinks. And people like that, people like you, and probably people like myself, can't toe the line, or simply are not willing to toe the line, especially if you don't agree with something. You might have your own principles, but you, like you just said, some of them are very grateful to be in the position they're in. Some of them don't have the brains they were born with, but they've still been elevated to the position of an MP. And all they've got to do is sit there and vote yes or no along with their party, and they can pick up their nice salary every single month. I'm afraid it's the gravy train, isn't it?
Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers, I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.